Hello, beloved. I welcome you to the season of Lent. My name is Father Peter Chikere, MSP, a member of the Missionary Society of St. Paul of Nigeria. I am currently a student at Tangaza University College in Nairobi, Kenya. I want to share with you a reflection titled The Seven Secrets to a Fruitful Season of Lent. This is like to ask, how do I benefit from these 40 days of Lent? What may I do? How do I plan for it? And what should I do in order to have a fruitful experience? So, whether this is really a secret, you will find out. Yeah, you may find out that may not really be secret, but they are always there. So, the first, which I have discovered, is awareness. Awareness is the key to all secrets. By the way, secret means that these things are hidden from us, even if they may be there. So awareness is to be aware of them. So that's why awareness is regarded as the secret, as the key to all secrets. Many spiritual gurus insist that the first step in unlocking our spiritual pathways is awareness, because it reveals who we are, why we are, where we are, and where we are supposed to be. So when it does, we will discover that perhaps we have been living far below our capacity. Awareness teaches us why we do things and helps us to evaluate their usefulness. So at the end, we may discover maybe I don't need this again, I discard it. Awareness helps us to ask and to find out, how do I see myself? And how I see myself, does it reflect who I really am? I believe that a person is as powerful and free as they are aware. Tony Domelo is one of the spiritual gurus who has written so much about awareness. He always tells this story to describe what he means by awareness. He said a man found an eagle's egg and put it in a nest of a hen. The eaglet hatched with the brood of the chicks and grew up with them. All his life the eagle did what the chickens did, what the chicks did. You know, he ate worms, he scratched the earth, he clucked and cackled like the chickens, you know, and he would thrash the wings, sometimes fly a few distance in the air like chickens do. Years passed and he grew old. One day he saw a magnificent bird above him in the clouded sky. It glided gracefully, rarely flapping its wings. The old eagle looked up in awe and asked, "Who is that?" He was told, "That's the eagle, the king of the birds. He belongs to the sky. We belong to the earth, for we are chickens." So this eagle lived and died a chicken, for that's what he thought he was. Awareness should lead us to be conscious of the period we are into now. Lent has observations. We have prayers, we have fasting, we have abstinence, we have almsgiving. Lent has practices. We have had Ash Wednesday, on which we smeared ashes on our foreheads. We have Stations of the Cross, which holds every Wednesday for some people, but traditionally on Fridays. Lent has mood, Lent has tone, Lent has temperament. In the community where I lived in the Gambia, that's Lami, the whole community observed Lent the way they observed the Ramadan fast period. During that time, loud celebrations are not allowed. The church also encourages us that during Lent, that's why weddings are not allowed. And if they must hold, they must be held in low key, without much and loud celebrations, to respect the mood of the season. Lent has color, as we know, violet or purple. So we should not be indifferent to the season we are into. People should look at us, see the way we are living, and understand that we are in Lent. That's a secret. So the second secret is that Lent is a season. Now, when I know that this is a season, that idea of season communicates a lot and reveals a lot of secrets on how to make your Lent, how to make my Lent fruitful. What are seasons? What do seasons do? Seasons mark changes, they signify growth and progress. We don't have one seasons throughout life, throughout the year. Seasons mark the year and they bring variety. They are signs that we are not stagnant, that we are moving, that there are changes in our lives. So, as in the northern hemisphere, they have the winter, the autumn, the spring, the fall. So, in our lives too, we have seasons. We have season of when we are infants, when we grow into adolescence, when we grow, become adults. These are seasons in our lives. There are seasons of study, the period when we dedicate our lives to studying, and there are seasons also when we use what we have learned to work and be fruitful. So these are seasons which are changes, and we should be open to it. Okay, so that's why the third secret is to prepare for the season. We don't jump into seasons, we prepare for them. One season leads to another. So in order to not to be caught unawares, we need to prepare for every season. For instance, if I have a leaking roof, it is not during the rainy season I fix it. I mend my roof while dry season lasts. So I plan for a season. My lecturer used to say, our dean of students then in the seminary says, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So if I prepare well, I am able to do it well. So this Lent, am I prepared for it? Jesus prepared his disciples for his death long before he entered Jerusalem, the triumphal entry. If you read Matthew 16:21 to 28 and Mark chapter 9 verse 30 to 32, it says, from that time Jesus began to show his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many things from the elders, the chief priests, and the scribes, and be killed. Even his transfiguration was part of that preparation. He led them, the three, Peter, James, and John, to see his glory, so that when he dies, they will keep their faith and wait for the resurrection. So we need to prepare for the season. The same idea we see during Lent. One of the Sundays is called Letare Sunday. On that day, the church bids us to rejoice, to express an internal joy in anticipation for the solemn season of Easter. So, and you see that anytime we are coming to the close of a season, the readings reflect the coming season. The fourth secret is therefore, do not attempt to hinder a season. Sometimes we may be tempted to resist, to reject or oppose a season, maybe because it's not very palatable. For instance, Lent puts a lot of demands on us to fast, to give alms, to pray more. That can be demanding. So we may want to resist it, like Peter. You see, when Jesus told them all these things, Peter called him aside and rebuked him and said, no, 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 no. He spoke to him, he said, you will not die. Peter wanted to remain in the season of power, the season of manifestation of glory, of multiplication of loaves. But Jesus says, no, the Son of Man must enter this season too. It is prepared. It is part of his life. Life is a mixed bag. Nobody experiences one season in their life. We pass from joyful mystery to sorrowful mystery to glorious mystery. That is how our life flows. So we must ride along. We must not remain in one season. The other secret, the fifth secret, is to keep the Lenten observances: prayer, fasting, abstinence, almsgiving, confession. We need to do these things and consciously too. If I don't pray more, if I don't fast, how do I benefit from it? It's recommended that on Fridays I do some fasting, I do some abstinence. About fasting, the church is actually about moderation, to be able to control my passions. If I'm not able to resist food, to calm my temper about that, how am I able to resist other temptations? So if I don't practice these things, how do I benefit from them? We must do them. We must seek meaning in the Lenten practices. So it's like saying, why should I fast? Why should I give alms? Why should I pray more? We should make sense of our Lenten observances and not just do them. And the sixth secret is to locate my place in the events of Christ's passion. And the role I identify with has a lot to say about where I am in my relationship with God and humanity. For instance, Jesus, as we normally do during the sessions of the cross, we see that there are many characters there. We have Pontius Pilate, who will judge him. Sometimes in our life, we have occasions where we need to judge. So where am I presently? We have the disciples, the followers who ran away. We have Peter who denied him. Am I denying someone at this time in my life? We have Mary, the mother, who has to bear the pain, who have to let the sword pierce her soul, as was predicted. Are there some moments, some difficulties I'm passing through now that the only thing I just have to do is to ponder them in my heart and just follow? What are you facing? What am I facing in life now? How do I identify it with the passion of Christ? We have Simon of Cyrene, who helps Jesus to carry his cross. Is there someone in my life that I need to help to bear the burden of life as the times are difficult? Where am I? Who am I? There is Veronica who comes to wipe the face of Jesus. Is there someone I need to wipe his face? Courageously, he had to encounter the soldiers, but he didn't mind. He didn't mind the crowd or what they would say or what they would do to him, to her. And she goes to assist. We have the women of Jerusalem who wept for him. Who do I identify with? We have Joseph of Arimathea who comes to assist in his funeral. Those who give up their grave. Who do I identify with? We have John who will take care of Mary, whom he will hand over the mother to. Is there someone I need to take responsibility for? Do I have a sister who is no longer around or who is late, whom I need to assist in training their children? These are the things. Do I have a neighbor whose husband has died or whose wife has died, whom I need to assist to bear the burden of life? These things are little ways we can identify with Christ. So this is like setting a goal for the season, and so that this season does not take us unawares. When we prepare for it and plan for it, we will be able to do it well. The seventh and the last secret, therefore, is stick to the end. This journey is difficult, but we must stick to the end. We must follow Jesus until we say it is finished. I saw a picture. They wrote it is finished not on the cross, but at the tomb, at the empty tomb. That was where they wrote it is finished. And for me, that's very significant. That's where it actually ended. Remember, the Israelites, when they left Egypt, they didn't rejoice until they have crossed the Red Sea. Sometimes Christians celebrate half victories. And that is why sometimes our joyful celebrations turn into sorrowful celebrations, because we didn't wait to the end. May the Lord give us the courage to journey with Him this Lenten period and to benefit from it. May all our observances, all our practices win us eternal grace, so that at the end, when we examine and evaluate whether this season was fruitful to us, we can be fruitful truly in the ways of, first, our sense of God must have increased, our personal love for God too, our interior freedom. Lent offers interior freedom, our personal well-being, should improve. Genuine love for others through these acts of charity, it becomes part of us. And then these changes will be observable in our lifestyle and will become consistent in a positive way of life. Thank you for your time. And may the Lord bless you and bless your Lenten observances in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.